All right.
Well, welcome back to the Podstream, guys. This is Drawing a Blank. I'm your host, Jerry, here with my host, William, as well.
Hello.
Today we have some interesting topics for you guys. We also have some more artists that we're going to be sharing. Uh, let's get right into it. What was the first thing we were supposed to talk about today? Oh,
We're talking about the MGK response to Eminem.
of course. Man, that I wish we could play it. I don't want to. I don't want to get in any trouble with him, so we're not going to play it. But he was just upset. I don't know who made MGK mad, but he was upset. He
That's a statement.
That's a statement. Yeah, I guess is the least to say. Um, his response, I don't know. I don't necessarily have to feel about it 100% because it's like, why? Why did you respond? You know,
Exactly. Yeah. Especially in the way that he did respond to talking about Haley and
threw a lot of
Eminem's
low blows.
ex-wife. Yeah.
Threw a lot of low blows, and I was like, okay, but for what?
Well,
For what reason?
out of everyone that Eminem called out, I have to give MGK some props, or the props that he deserves, because he's the only one that actually responded with a diss instead of saying thank you for dissing me.
Like Lil Yachty.
Yeah, like a kiss ass.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's, I was disappointed.
Disappointed. On whose side?
Well, MGK's diss and everyone that didn't respond, because it seems like the rap game is changing more and more every day. Like we said last time with Pusha T, how they said he went too far,
Oh, with the
but
whole Drake and Adonis and the kid and everything.
yeah, and they're not realizing that there are rules to this, and those rules have been in place since the very beginning. That if you say something personal about someone's life, they're gonna come back harder because you have to leave the personal stuff out. It's all about the music.
Right.
Uh, but apparently, MGK did not get the memo. Not to mention Haley,
Right.
and definitely not to mention his ex-wife. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen.
Well, I feel like mentioning Kim wasn't that big of a deal because Kim, the whole Kim stage has been over and done with. He made an entire song about her.
Yeah,
But the whole Haley thing, everybody knows. Anybody who's been following Eminem or been listening to him for a long time knows that how serious he takes his daughter and how much effort he's put into getting his daughter and raising her and this and that. So for him to just kind of go and shit on that and just take it as a joke, and I get it that MGK is doing it just to make him mad, and I get that.
hmm
But it's like he has to know that Eminem's not one to be fucked with like that,
yeah,
especially when it comes to this kind of thing. Because he might have somebody, find him. Like we talked about last time, he found that guy on Twitter and he leaked. It doesn't really matter if you're tall and lanky. If he just shoots you in your chest, then he's gonna shoot you in your chest.
yeah,
It doesn't matter how tough you are. Bullets gonna stop you.
absolutely.
Uh, it's just kind of crazy to think that. And I'm surprised MGK was the one that would just responded out of everybody. You would think someone else would have, but
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's just a beef that everyone will just blow over. I hope it blows over soon. But at the same time, I really want Eminem to come back and say something. I'm like praying upon it that he comes back and says,
well, did you see the Instagram video of him just playing Pac-Man?
"Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
watch it, but you were telling me about it." So explain that.
So there was just a live Instagram video, and Eminem was just sitting in the background playing Pac-Man, listening to music, and MGK has a Pac-Man tattoo across his chest. So a lot of people are thinking that he's working on something to come at MGK with.
Oh, okay. So you think it was just kind of like a throwing shade in a sense?
Yeah,
I mean, I could guess where people say that because people take that stuff into consideration all the time. Somebody will make like a small move and they'll be like, "Oh, he's making a big move coming up," and sometimes it's like that, sometimes it's not. But with people like M, he's really unpredictable. So we
yeah.
could possibly see a response, either response or he might just, I don't know, drone strike his house. Who knows?
Hope.
It could be anything. He's very unpredictable. He's a wild card. Um,
Hopefully, we do get a response though.
I kind of want a response. I really do because I want to see what he says, and I still consider, even though he's out, I wouldn't say outdated, past his time. I still consider Eminem one of the best lyricists that I've known.
Yeah.
Definitely in my top 10, top 5. I just thought it was funny in the song he said that the way that MGK like made the song like feel,
Hmm.
it was like he didn't want to have the beef because he said he mentioned like your idols becoming your rivals,
Yeah.
and it's like I could tell he didn't want to make that,
Well,
but because Eminem said something, I felt like he had to.
if he didn't want to, then he shouldn't have done it.
Well, that and maybe MGK feels like he's becoming more and more irrelevant because no one's really been talking about him for a while, and this is definitely gonna boost his sales and everything now. He went at one of the the biggest names in hip hop itself, and
Yeah.
you don't just do that as and he's not really. I mean, I wouldn't really call him a rookie. He's still not a rookie. He's been in the game for quite some time. I've been following MGK. I'd watched his video in middle school. I saw him rapping in the car with this guy, and I thought he had bars for days. And that's when I really got into MGK. He's been in the game for a while, so I wouldn't really call him a rookie. I wouldn't really call him a veteran either, because definitely been doing it longer. But
When was the last time MGK actually released something though?
honestly, I don't know. I've talked to a few MGK fans, and they feel like that he's kind of fell off in a sense because they feel like he went from the nitty gritty hustle grinding rap where he was hustling trying to provide for his daughter, he was grinding this and that. Now he's more of like, I'm rich, fuck it. Which, I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing really wrong with that. If you have the money, who cares? You busted your ass to get there, why not talk about it,
Hmm.
But at the same time, he also talks. He said in the game or in his song, he said, "I'm tired of you being rich and being sad or being mad. Let's talk about it."
Yeah.
Um, I mean, yeah, that is kind of what M does. He's mad
Well,
about everything, but at the same time, it's like he has
he
a
has a
right
right
to.
to be.
He has a right
Yeah.
to be.
Also, now that I think about it, I don't think any of the mumble rappers should actually respond to Eminem's diss.
Here's the way I see it
Yeah.
in that situation. Let's say Pump decides to make a comeback to that.
Hmm.
If let's say he
Yeah.
does, and here's how that's gonna go. He's gonna make a song, and it's gonna be the most half-ass song ever.
Hmm.
And he's literally just gonna be on the song, and he's gonna say is "You suck," pretty much. And all of his fans are gonna be like, "Ooh, he said he sucks," because
Yeah.
that's how simple-minded they are. So,
It's gonna be you suck and you're old.
and
So
you're
why are you
old.
coming out a young
Mhm.
kid?
It's the same thing he did with J. Cole. Pump was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck J. Cole, you're old." Everyone, all of his fans were like, "Fuck J. Cole, fuck J. Cole," until him and J. Cole sat down and had an interview together. And now
Hmm.
things are a little bit different. They have a little bit better of a relationship, but uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think anyone else is gonna respond. Earl maybe because Earl's Earl, but I haven't heard from Earl in God knows how long.
Yeah. I know that he was working on some singles, but Earl has a lot on his plate right now, so I don't think he's gonna respond.
He seems to always have a lot on his plate. He seems like a busy character. There's never really a dull moment with him.
Yeah. Well, his uh, father passed away this year,
Right,
and on top of that, his close friend just recently passed away as well.
right. So yeah, he definitely got a lot on his plate to think about and process and everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I don't
And
know.
Earl just needs to take care of himself.
Earl,
So,
yeah, Earl definitely needs to take care of himself because he's been through a lot.
hmm,
I think we talked about last time about him when he made his comeback on Oldie and first on there, like how excited everybody.
yeah,
It was just kind of crazy. But as far as the MGK and I hope it doesn't go any deeper than what it is, just a few bars back and forth, and maybe they'll make up, because who knows? Maybe they're in cahoots and they're just doing this to become both become relevant again. Because M's definitely not been relevant for a while, especially after that whole Donald Trump freestyle thing on BET or whatever it was.
yeah,
No
and
one,
his album that he dropped.
yeah, well, yeah, Revival. No one was messing with that. And then
Hmm.
he, the whole kamikaze thing. I don't know. I want to know how long he was working on that.
It had to have been for a while if he had vinyls, jackets, shirts,
Yeah, like you don't just get that produced overnight.
and cassettes, like cassette
Yeah,
tapes.
the cassette tapes, the shirts, yeah, like the vinyls and everything, merch. Yeah, he had definitely been thinking about this for some time. So
And on my mind, like I listen to music on vinyls, but who listens to things on cassettes still?
cassette. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know. I would listen. I would slap on a Walkman and just put it on and just chill.
Okay.
But that's just me. I think a Walkman would be cool.
All right.
Who knows? I've never actually listened to a vinyl, but I heard it's a lot crispier of a sound though.
No, it absolutely is.
Is a lot different than wearing it on like really good headphones or anything.
No, yeah, because I don't know how to explain it. It's not for the podcast, but when you and I are just sitting down, I'll tell you.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Out of all the artists, you think who do you think would who out of besides MGK, who do you think would respond out of all of them?
Let me pull up that list again of everyone that Eminem dissed because that was a lot of.
Everybody, every taxpayer in America, everybody's grandmother, our ancestors for the past 1400 years. He really went off on everybody.
Yeah, that list was long. Well, we already got an MGK diss. I know Earl's not gonna respond. Lil Yachty already did his response by saying thank you. Hobson wasn't really dissed.
Right.
Joe Budden made a statement that he's not going to come back to music unless Eminem makes a single diss track against him.
So Joe Budden. Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's interesting. Think about
because I mean, I see it from Joe's side. It's like you came out on an album, dissed all these people, but yeah, if you want to come at me, you come for me, not me and an entire group of people.
right.
Unexpected. Oh,
Yeah, are you finding that list of everybody he's talked about?
yeah, man. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool.
Let's see here. D Antwoord already responded too.
Who?
D Antwoord, the South African rap group.
I had never heard of this person in my life.
Not people, but I gotta show you some of their music. They're very strange, and that's why I like them.
Oh, is it a group of people?
Yeah, it's two people, Yolandi and Ninja.
Oh, okay. No, I know who that is. Because
Yeah.
I watched an interview with Ninja. He said when he went to hang out with Kanye West and him and Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool story. He's cool. He's an interesting character too. He's like, wasn't he in that movie? What was it called? He was in a movie.
Chappie.
Chop. What is it? Chappie.
Chappie.
I heard that movie was really good. I have yet to see. I've yet to sit down and see it, but I wanted to go see it. I'm trying to think. So he talked about Pump. He talked about
Charlemagne the God.
Charlemagne the God. Which Charlemagne is Charlemagne. It's like, what is he gonna do? How is he gonna respond? He's just gonna talk shit on his what radio show?
Yeah.
I mean, who cares? Who cares? Who else? Him and Tyler. But we talked about.
Did.
I think we talked about that already. We talked about Tyler.
Tyler's not gonna do it either.
I don't think Tyler is because Tyler. See, the thing about him is because what does Tyler have to benefit from it?
Exactly.
Nothing. He really doesn't have anything to benefit from it. So he's just gonna float off and be like, "You're old. Suck my dick."
Yeah.
And I mean, if that might make Eminem more mad, but
Drake's not gonna respond because Drake already took a colossal L this year.
hey, there have been so many L's with that man. Like there's just L after L after L. But I mean, he'll always bounce back just because the world loves Drake. There's nothing he could kill 5 people and they'd be like, oh, that Drake. Oh man, they're not gonna. He's not going anywhere.
Now that I'm looking at that list, only MGK is gonna respond.
You think so?
I think so.
I mean, I'm hopeful that someone else will say. I think if Earl finds the time, Earl will say something. It's not like who else he talked about. I think he talked about Lil Xan. I don't think he did, but I know
any mumble rapper.
Pretty much any mumble rapper. And what is mumble rappers gonna? They're not gonna say anything back.
No,
they're not gonna take the time out of their day to write anything because it's not worth it. They're making too much money making these hit songs. Oh, no, he didn't talk about 6ix9ine. I don't think. I mean, he's technically still mumble rapper too.
Yeah.
And then 6ix9ine made that video of him rapping over that "Lose Yourself" beat, which was obviously just a troll. But it's funny to think he's probably the most controversial person in hip hop right now, rather than anybody else, just because of his attitude, internet trolling, everything. Him getting into beef with literally anybody he sees.
No.
He's stupid, but he knows what he's doing. He's a smart guy. Nicki was talking about. Oh my gosh! Speaking of which, so this Nicki Minaj fight, with Cardi B. Did you hear about this?
I heard about it. Didn't read too much into it because I'm not big into it.
From what my understanding is, and it's kind of stupid. It's kind of petty, but just a side topic. I guess Cardi B approached Nicki at a club or at an event or something, approached the table and was really getting tired of Nicki sneak dissing her, I guess, which I didn't know, but I guess
Yeah.
that's the point of sneak dissing because I didn't catch it.
Yeah.
And they got into some altercation, I believe, and Cardi threw her shoe at her, and so I guess somebody hit her because there's a picture and she's got a big old knot on the side of her head. So I don't know what hit her. I don't know if Nicki hit her or someone else hit her. I'm not really too sure yet.
Hmm.
That's been the trending topic right now is those two fighting, and I don't know. I think them both. Personally, okay, I like some of Cardi B songs. Some of her songs are kind of hits,
Hmm.
but Nicki will always hold a special place in my heart because of her verse on "Monster" by Kanye West. It was her, Rick Ross, and Nicki Minaj, and Kanye, and she snapped on that verse, and that's what made me a Nicki fan. That's why whenever it's like someone's like, "Oh, when I see Nicki Minaj on featured on a song, I turn it off." Like, no, I don't, because sometimes she slaps.
It depends on the song,
It
though.
just depends on the song though, because some of her songs, yeah, they're all right, but some verses I feel like she goes in on features more than she does on her own songs, and I'm like, why? Why? What makes you want to do that? You know, that doesn't make any sense to me. So
I sent you a list of all the people that Eminem dissed and their responses.
let me go through this.
But it's a
Vin-
lot of people just on Twitter saying thank you for that. It's nothing really big.
Vince Staples, he went after Vince Staples.
Yeah, he said Full Magazine should take the staples out.
What did Vince Staples do to him?
Vince Staples, he pretty much said
Oh, because he
he
said
didn't like.
it says he called the freestyle trash, and
Yeah, he didn't like it. That
that
was
he
it.
can do better. Man, Eminem is just mad. He needs to relax. All he said is that he
Yeah.
could have just done better. It was a slight criticism. Let's see who else. Joe Budden.
Hmm.
Who wouldn't do Joe Budden? Honestly, he's kind of an ass.
Yeah.
Boat.
Charlamagne the God.
Yeah,
Oh, continue.
he did a little boat. He did the little pump and Lil Xan. Lil Xan can, honestly, dude. I don't care for Lil Xan. He can fuck right off, dude, because he
The
just
reason
gets.
why
But
the reason why I personally don't like Lil Xan is because he said, I get that they're young, but you have to respect
just about the Tupac thing,
the Tupac thing. Yes, that bothers me so
where he
much.
said Tupac's music was boring.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like you have to realize that at that time, that slapped.
Oh
At
yeah,
that time. And it still slaps
it
today.
still slaps today. It is withheld the test of time. I don't care what people say about anything that Pac's music is outdated. Like even if he was here today, he wouldn't be the best. Like, it doesn't matter. He would have
Mm.
been one of the realest today, though. And
Yeah.
I thought was funny about that situation is that after he got so much criticism about saying that Pac's music was trash, at one of his concerts he played one of Pac's songs. And it was one of his most songs, and people were like, "Oh, like he didn't mean it, this and that." No, it's not that he didn't mean it. It's that his publicist told him, "Hey, you're catching a lot of backlash. Your sales are gonna go down. Play a song at your
Mhm.
concert." And they told him that, and he did it. And you think he really wanted to play one of those? Fuck no, he doesn't care. But his sales were
No.
going down, even though his sales probably aren't looking that well, anyways. Because I don't really know. I don't know an actual Lil Xan fan. I actually do not. In my entire I know Pump fans. I'm a fan of some of Pump songs. I do not actually know a Little Xan fan.
Like I didn't even know who Lil Xan was until I saw an interview
Yeah,
saying stuff about Pac.
Charlamagne the God. I mean,
He's just gonna say he didn't mean to
he's
say that
just
stuff
yeah.
and walk away.
Excuse me. Sorry. I don't think he's gonna. Let's see.
Yeah.
Donald Trump. That man has better things to worry about than Eminem.
Yeah.
At, at that point, he's gotten so much backlash, and my political views on that. I'm not gonna put in because this is not a politic place, but he has other things to worry about than some musician. So,
Yeah.
Ja Rule, he really dissed Ja. No way. No, I'm not buying that one. Ja Rule, Ja Rule's not even like relevant. What?
Exactly.
Like the last
When was the last time Jaws said something?
dude, the last time I even heard Ja Rule's name was on ASAP Ferg's song called Ja Rule. That's literally the last time I had heard his name. What is he even?
Really?
What? Yes, yes. And that's
Wow.
like what?
The
Okay,
last time I heard Jaws' name was from Chappelle's comedy sketch.
reading the beef history on his 2002 diss track. He
Oh,
referenced Eminem's then 7-year-old daughter. saying, M, you claim your mother's a crackhead and Kim is a known slut. So what's Haley?
At this point in time, I don't really think. Wait, I'm going through the Ja Rule thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think he really said something about Ja. I think he just mentioned his name.
Well, M says, I hear you talking shit. I'm just too big to respond to it. God forbid, forget it and go jump out the window. Somebody get, yeah, like he talked about it. Oh yeah,
Okay.
because if I lose it, we can rewind to some old Ja Rule shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't think
I don't know
this.
why he even came at him. You said the Diane would. That's whatever.
Mhm. But okay, so the D word, it was all because Eminem mispronounced the group's name,
Yeah.
and it's like I get it that he mispronounced it, but like their response to it, they shouldn't have said anything. They just should have said, "Hey, it's pronounced this way," not "Hey, it's pronounced this way," with some trash right behind it.
Token. That was an interesting one to see on this list. Is seeing Token was on his diss list, and
Hmm.
that's funny that people say that because when I don't know if you've ever heard or listened to any of Token,
Yeah,
he's all right,
he's okay.
but he does remind me of Eminem a lot, and
Hmm.
he cannot say that he doesn't. He can't say that he does not have a Slim Shady style because that's what it is. It's like if Slim Shady would have stayed on drugs and did this, and I don't think Token does drugs like that, but if Slim would have stayed where he was and made the crazy music that he did, that's Token.
Yeah.
And it said the brief beef history. That's a tongue twister. On his
Hmm.
track Patty Cake, Token raps, turned down meeting Eminem before dumbasses called me the new Eminem. Suck my dick.
Wow.
M says, no more shiners. Already too much time, Token rappers. I hear you talking shit. I'm just too big to respond to it. Again.
But you just did.
Right. It, uh, people are stupid. Mumble He disses mumble rap, but everybody disses mumble rap.
Yeah.
Migos, MGK. We already know about that. This is
What?
white rappers in general. I
Um,
mean, who else is there?
I don't know any other white
Like, I
rappers.
mean, there's MGK. You know, G
I think it
Easy.
was just MGK and Token.
MGK. Yeah, I mean, there's G Easy. The other white rappers that are not like had beef with him. There's no other rappers that had beef with him.
Wait, Ziggy Azalea white?
He's Australian, so if you want to count that as white, I guess.
Okay,
But
we're gonna count that.
Australians are a different breed. They have like 18-foot spiders over there that chase you down. Like I'm cool off Australia. Drake. Drake's not gonna say anything. He's got too much.
Yeah.
He said he talked about Charlamagne the God again. DJ
Mm-mm.
Academics. Man, that dude was just born to take L's. To be honest with you, like he was just born to take L's. Like there has not been a year that man has not taken an L so far that he's been relevant. You know, he took the L at when Joe Budden was cutting his ass on the show. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
what is it? Oh my gosh, who was it? He was when I think it was when Peep passed. When Lil Peep passed,
Yeah.
he released a video of his friend, of Peep's friend at the club crying about it. And people were
Mm-hmm.
like, why the fuck are you releasing a video of this? Just let people mourn, bro.
Yeah.
And DJ Academics caught a lot of backlash for that. But I feel like he is just a drama chaser. And then he's been hanging out with 6ix9ine a lot. And he's definitely changed up a little bit since he was hanging out with 6ix9ine. Let's see. Then Tyler, but we already talked about that. Earl,
Mm-hmm.
we talked about that. He, the Grammys. Grammys
Yeah.
didn't do nothing wrong to him.
No. Lord Jamar. This man needs to sit down.
I don't even know who the hell that is.
So Lord Jamar, he pretty much said that Eminem is a guest in the house of rap. It doesn't matter like if he sold the most, it's because of his skin color. That's why he's the guest of rap.
Right.
Eminem is not the guest of rap. He lives there.
He's
He
the head
lives in the house of
honcho. Says his ex-wife Kim, but he's been dissing his ex-wife Kim since literally he
rap. He came
became
out.
he came out,
Yeah.
and that's the end of the list. Well, I just think that if somebody's gonna respond, they need to hurry up and respond already.
Mm-hmm.
If not, then they just need to fuck off.
Yeah.
Uh, if he does respond to MGK, that'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
If not, then I really want him to. I'm not even gonna beat around the bush. I really fucking want him to. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Him to respond to MGK?
I really want him to respond to MGK. Yeah, so there's no reason for him not to just be like, first of all, and just go in on his ass. There's absolutely no reason for it.
And then once someone actually responds, he doesn't do anything. Yeah, I got you.
Like, Eminem should just get in on his ass. Just go ham on him. But
we're gonna see what happens in the future, man.
We'll see what happens, yeah. But at this time, I think this is a good time for a break and get some music in. I wanna shout out all the artists that did submit their music today. We're gonna be starting you off with something a little different from last time. We got a little bit of pop. We also got a little bit of English folk rock. In my personal opinion, I like it. I have been thinking about this song all day, and it's from my homegirl Zairah and her single "Sex and Cigarettes." I've been listening to it, and I've been thinking about it for the past couple of days. It's really just been all over the place. It's been stuck in my head. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get out of here, and we're gonna cut to break, and I'm gonna play this song for you guys.
All right.
It's your key to enjoy the ride. All things happen here. When we were young, we popped our keys, lived those dreams. Sometimes we were those kids, but all those dreams were only glad, no more than glad. You learn as you grow.
Killing shit again. Killing shit again. Killing shit again. Killing shit again.
I cannot lose my under this place. I know that my mama tried. They say I'm a disgrace. I never hold shit back. I feel the whole kickback. Pull up, but you really won't get back. I turn your vision into pitch black. Oh no, I never hold shit back. I feel the whole kickback. Pull up, but you really won't get back. I turn your vision into pitch black. Oh no, I never hold shit back. Oh, you gon' hear us if you quick clacks. This could get pat like if you tic tacs. Get back in the place when I go tic tac toe. Bitch asshole, better get that dough. My kickback, blow my arm off. Use a sawed off, you get sawed off from your top end. You get hard off from your top end. Watch it fall off. Or you thinking that I'm convinced that you fly shit. Couldn't hold a candle, couldn't light a big. Just because I can't buy you whip, but I'm rolling by while I'm high shit and put 39s in the side of it. And I'm tossing bullets like Michael Vick. Yeah, I'm packing plenty, got 90 clips. So who you gon' run from? Move like you on a treadmill. Soon as I'm picking my gun up, my barrel hot as a kettle. I just shoot right out of my roof. Mario bullets come out of my coupe. Shells all green when they hit your crew. You missing your chin, there's nothing brand new to see every day. Oh yeah, I'm cutting the grass, so now you seeing my blade. Okay, you saying please, but no me no speaking glade. If you gon' be in my way, think you gon' be me today, then your tombstone read out this date. Okay, I cannot lose my under this place. I know that my mama tried. They say I'm a disgrace. I never hold shit back. I feel the whole kickback. Pull up, but you really won't get back. I turn your vision into pitch black. Oh no, I never hold shit back. I feel the whole kickback. Pull up, but you really won't get back. I turn your vision into pitch black. Oh no, I never told them my home team. You never know where your hoe be. You see me filling a whole spleen. You got O's, I got several rollers, so whole P's while I was whipping that 03. So don't you think that you know me, or you violin and you'll show me. Cause I don't care, throw uppercuts at your OGs. Ain't nobody like me before me, so I say the city gon' own me. I pull a roller, smoking, roll a window down, tell you hold up where you throw me. All the cash that you holding, like an ATM pulling out all the funds till they frozen. I can't let them get my neck, they will not take my chain. When I cop it, I'ma pop it at you, let me see your brain. Wanna know what's on your mind about me, just say what you think. Yeah, you diving up the deep end, we can take you out my lane. On the weekend, I'm a bleach pen, I'm about to hit a stain. See your defense weak in these hands, leave you leaking. Triple H, with the pedigree, you'll never be this great. So get away, because I'm severing your head, split on a plate, bitch. I cannot lose my under this place. I know that my mama tried. They say I'm a disgrace. I never hold shit back. I feel the whole kickback. Pull up, but you really won't get back. I turn your vision into pitch black. Oh no, I never hold shit back. I feel the whole kickback. Pull up, but you really won't get back. I turn your vision into pitch black. Oh no, I. No, I, no, I, no, I. No, I, no, I, no, I. No, I, no, I, no, I. No, I never hold shit back. I feel the whole kickback. Pull up, but you really won't get back. I turn your vision into pitch black. Oh no, I never hold shit back. I feel the whole kickback. Pull up, but you really won't get back. I turn your vision into pitch black. Oh no, I.
awesome, awesome. Those songs fucking killed it, dude. I really like. I've been thinking about Sex and Cigarettes all like for the past like week since I had heard it. Shout out to everybody that sent the music in. Shout out to all artists. Make sure you go and support the artist and check out their SoundCloud and all their other content. Before we get into our next topic, I actually wanted to show a new segment we're going to be doing on here. I want to show some artwork from a guy I met on Twitter. I had just been going through and I found his artwork. I'm going to show it. There's some canvas paintings that he did, so make sure you go and check him out on Twitter. He's got his Instagram and his Snapchat. Make sure you go check him out on there. Some of his canvas artwork is just amazing. He has Ghastly on the left. Vegeta, I'm a big Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super fan, so Vegeta on the left, his blue form, his Majin Super Saiyan form, and his original form when he had his Saiyan armor and his Scouter. And then the Weekend, I'm a big Weekend fan, so I had to put that one on there. Make sure you guys go check him out and show some support. Buy his art. Support your local artist. Don't be an asshole. Anyway, our next topic is about this whole Nike situation. And go ahead, Will. I'll let you start it off.
I don't even know where to begin, man. It's crazy.
Nike.
People are burning shoes, cutting socks.
Okay, here's the way I see it. When Nike put out those advertisements, their demographic was not salty, racist white people. That's what they have to understand.
Yeah.
And it's become a meme. And oh my god, it's like I just don't understand. Why are you burning your shoes? And it's not like, okay, if they were burning the more expensive shoes, then I'd understand. But they're literally they're burning those, the
$20 shoes.
The $20 that I cut my lawn in the mornings at 9 a.m. 12s, like the good credit score 11s, that kind of stuff. They're burning like the shithead shoes, and they're not. Yeah. It's not that deep.
Like I'm on Nike's website right now, and those shoes that people are like burning, throwing away, cutting up, those are actually $30. Like, and I'm like looking at the price thing. If someone just like threw away or burned some of the $200 shoes or the $300 pairs, then that would be more of a a statement. But they're not.
Literally burning the shoes you find at like JCPenney or
shoes that are going on sale because no one's buying them.
Because no one's buying them, and then they're cutting the socks. Okay, Nike socks a little bit pricey. That's a little bit on the pricey side because it's like 3 pairs for like $20, 20-some bucks. Those I can understand, but it's like, what are you cutting your socks off for? Don't you need those?
Here's the thing that gets to me though. So I was doing like a little bit of research before we started talking about this, and Nike sales have gone up.
Oh, of course they have, dude. Of course they've gone up. With the advertisement, so much controversy that's going off. The side that's not against them, of course, it outweighs the side that's against them. And
it's crazy.
They're literally just buying Nikes just to piss the people off that don't like Nike now. And I'm like, really? Of course, they knew what they were doing when they released that. They knew exactly what their demographic was. They knew the exact audience they were going for, and they executed. And they executed well. That's it. And the people who are mad, they're gonna be like, "Oh, fuck Nike! They're gonna burn all their Nike stuff." Nike's just sitting back and laugh, dude. Nike could replace everybody's Nike shit 4 times over, probably. With how much money they have.
And another thing that bothers me is I've been also scrolling through stuff. There's a mayor from I'm not sure what city it's from, but he said effective immediately, all purchases made by any booster club operating any recreation facility wearing Nike appeal, like they'll be fired.
Because he's that salty about the Nike thing?
He's that salty.
Dude, why can't people just fuck off?
Yeah. Like, it's crazy. It's all because one person took a knee to protest peacefully for his statement. And that's it.
That's the thing, though. It's Colin Kaepernick, because he did that, he's pissing off old generation people, old generation patriotic white people.
Yeah.
And it's not just white people because other people are mad too, but that's really who it's mainly pissing off. And and their response to it is they'll say racist stuff because that's how they feel they should respond. That's how they feel they should always respond.
Yeah.
And they feel it's just unpatriotic. He took a knee. He's protesting. Isn't that what we're here about?
Yeah.
Isn't that how we started?
Yeah.
Didn't we protest Didn't we fight for what? Like, we fought to get here, and you're telling me a man can't protest for what he wants to do?
On top of that, where's the same energy these people have when Nike was found out for having sweatshops?
We knew Nike was having sweatshops for a long time, but no one was
But
saying it.
no one did anything.
It's because a lot of people now they see it, they
Mhm.
post about it to get the likes and the views and everything, and that's where it stops. That's where it stops because everyone wants to see what's going on. No one wants to do anything about it. Nobody wants to do anything about it. And
Mhm.
so when when people found out about Nike and these sweatshops, they're like, oh, okay, that's terrible, but these new Nikes just dropped. I gotta go get them.
Yeah.
No, nobody actually cares, and it sucks to say that, but nobody actually cares.
True.
Nike,
People do care about their sports, though.
people do care about their sports because sports is probably America's literally the U.S. of sports is probably like the most patriotic you can get. Football in general, football specifically is like football, beer, and guns. That's 3 words to describe America.
Mhm.
And they don't want to take that away. Football is supposed to be where it's at. That's where they're like, oh, football's a sport. Keep it that way. Don't bring anything else into it. You guys are here for entertainment.
Yeah.
And someone steps in and does a protest, the entire world shits itself because like you guys are supposed to be a sport. You guys aren't supposed to have your own opinions. You guys are here strictly for entertainment because that's what athletes are now. Athletes are athletes. Sure, they work hard, but they're there for entertainment. And sports is really just kind of it's weird because if you think about it, if no one was there to watch sports, would it be a sport? What are they doing it for if no one's there to watch?
No reason.
No reason.
People would rather watch someone throw a ball than do math. So
Exactly. You know, athletes are just entertainers, but they work harder than like people who like stand-up comedy or musicians. You know, they're stressing their body a lot. They're doing a lot of workout, only to just show off that they have skills in front of other people.
yeah.
You know, I think that's interesting. How sports works, and so American football is probably the most patriotic thing. So they see it as sacred. You know, they don't want to fuck with. Same thing with like baseball, but not a lot of people talk about baseball anymore. I personally like baseball, but football is really weird. All those advertisements for shit that's on there.
Mm-hmm. Also, you know what else I don't get?
But
They're burning their own stuff.
my gosh, like
They're destroying their own stuff that they purchase.
I think that's probably the funniest thing about that
Yeah.
is that they went and bought Nike, only burn it to get what benefit? Views.
Exactly.
You get views. There was this one guy I saw. He lit his Nike shoes on fire while he was still in them, and then posted a picture after that he got burns on his feet. His feet were fucked up. He had like heavy burns on his feet. It's like, what did you expect, idiot?
Yeah.
What
The fire's not going to just stop burning you.
Right. Like, the fire's just not going to be like, oh, shit, this guy's protesting. Let's stop burning him. No, that's not how science works. They're going to burn the shit out of your feet until you start screaming. So he got what he deserved, the little dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think Nike's not taking it seriously, because it's like, you're buying our product still. You're still benefiting to our company. We don't care what you do afterward. If you were a representative of our company, sure, we'd go after you. But you guys are just consumers.
Yeah.
So it's like,
you guys are spending your money.
You guys are spending your $20, or God forbid, the $20 on these shitty ass shoes that the sweatshops make.
Yeah.
Only for you guys to just turn around and burn them.
And even celebrities are getting on this. Like Jim Carrey, he went on some late night show.
I would love to get him on here.
Some freedom-friendly Nikes.
I would love to have him on.
Jim Carrey?
Mm-hmm. If we ever have the opportunity to bring anybody on here, I think that would be someone I would go for first because it's just how he is as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I would just... Everyone's saying that he's lost his mind. I don't think that's what it is. I think he just finally snapped the fuck. I mean, he's probably always been like that. The term is woke. He's always probably been woke his whole life.
Yeah.
I mean, he did the Truman Show.
Yeah.
He knew what was going on when he did the Truman Show. Because that movie's crazy. And that movie shows a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But he's always just looked at as the comedian. He's always looked at as a silly guy. But once he plays a serious role, people are like, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. And that goes back to saying that when celebrities become celebrities, we're no longer a person, we're an object for entertainment.
Yep.
You are supposed to be doing what you're meant to do. If you got famous by being funny, they expect you to be funny, nothing else. Jack Black had to do the same thing because Jack Black, you know, he's it's School Rock, whatever other movies he's been, he hasn't really been in. But I know he's been in some movies where he's in a more serious role, and people are like, I don't know how I feel about that. It's because he put that on himself, though.
Yeah, it's like what we talked about last week with Kanye West, where he tried so hard to be a rapper, and that's all people ever see him as.
Yes,
They don't see him as like an artist, like
Yes.
they do Childish.
Speaking of Kanye West, did you see his new song he did with Pump?
Oh my god,
that song had me cracking up. Do you see the outfits that they had on?
yeah, the Roblox looking
Yeah,
outfits.
he actually did tweet that. He tweeted and he was like, I had to do the Roblox edition, and he put the E rating and the Roblox on top.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's been tweeting a lot about video games lately because he just did like a VR thing. He said,
Did
he was playing like VR with like he had like the VR gun, and he was like, man, he's like, I was playing and look how chilled I was, and like the other guy next to him, he was like, Call of Duty tactical style, and then Kanye's just laying back, one hand on the rifle, just shooting whatever he was shooting, I guess zombies or whatever.
Yeah.
And so, but he's been tweeting a lot about games lately. The Roblox thing really threw me off because I didn't think he even knew what Roblox was. But then again, Kanye knows about a lot of things that no one thinks that Kanye would know about.
Yeah.
That's really just that. I was more surprised he put Pump on the song.
I think that's what surprised me the most.
Yeah,
I was surprised that Pump was actually saying words and not mumbling.
Yeah, like I was surprised on there that Pump was on that song, and then I don't like it was a short song. It just didn't make any sense to me because he just like, what do you say? Like there was really no content to it. He was like, that I'm a sick fuck. I like a quick fuck. I like my dick suck, and he just kept going on with it. And I was like, what? I was like, who made you like this?
What purpose does the song have?
I was like, what purpose is this song? And then those stupid little like costumes. Kanye's always just been, but it's his art though. He has weird art. It's always been. I really want the Yeezy collection this year.
Oh god! If I could have one person on here, it would have to be Vince Staples.
Think so?
Yeah. Have you seen Vince Staples do interviews?
I've watched this episode where he was on Hot Ones.
Yeah.
And that was funny. He's a funny person because he's very open.
You need to watch his Coachella interview. He went off. He was talking about R. Kelly.
Man,
he was talking about like a whole bunch of other prompter, the interviewer.
They need to leave R. Kelly alone, man. R. Kelly's had enough. Leave him alone.
I don't think he has had enough.
Yeah, probably. The only thing I really watch on Vince Staples, he has a little show, and I put that in quotes, on Snapchat. And he makes his friends go and do shit that he doesn't want to do to see if it's cool or not. Like, he had his friend get I think it was a colonoscopy, where they were going to give him a colonoscopy, and he backed out of it. His friend backed out because he didn't want anything up. And then this one guy did like his friend's claustrophobic, and they put him in this think tank. And the think tank is when they have you lay on this bed that makes you feel like you're floating, and they have you sit in like the dark. And he got through it, and he said it was crazy, but that would be something I'd like to do. Think tank, or I actually want to do the what's it called, that like cryo freeze stuff where you step in a little like thing. That seems like it'd be really. I love the cold, so I really want to try that out and see how that feels. Everybody says it's really.
I hate the cold, so you're gonna have to do that one alone.
I'll do that one alone. I'll have to. If I ever get the chance, I'll vlog it. Back to the Nike thing. Nike does not care about any of it, because they knew exactly what they were doing when they put out that advertisement. And have you seen all the memes lately about everything? There's so many memes, but now, that's just what the internet does. But
like, I posted one meme on my Facebook.
Which one?
And it's the one that you and Gary commented on.
Oh yeah.
And Gary went off.
Gary voiced his opinion.
Yeah,
he really did voice his opinion.
But like, there's so many other people laughing at it, and it's just that one guy that just didn't like what
you posted.
He does, yeah. It's like, it's just a joke, man.
That's just how a lot of people are. Some people just get so mad, they just let that anger take over them, and they're just like, he's a fucking coward, this and that. How about let him live his life? Because it's not affecting you. You're not gonna die from it. He's not gonna come to your house and beat you. I mean, he might beat you up. He might come to your house and beat you. Who knows? He might just go on a rampage of finding everyone who said shit about him and up. That would be interesting. I would like to see that. We could start a YouTube show on that one of Colin Kaepernick beating the hell out of people. I think that would take off. You're not gonna care, and you shouldn't care. If celebrities aren't gonna take the time to respond to you, don't take the time to respond to celebrities. Especially
Exactly.
because if they do respond to you, there's a
Mhm.
small chance that they do respond to you, you're fucked, regardless of what they said.
Yeah.
Because all these celebrities have such a cult following. If they just say you suck, if all they
Mhm.
if I were to tweet The Rock and be like, hey, you're not even strong, and he tweets back at me, you suck, his whole fan base is gonna mess him, kill yourself, die, don't ever say anything about just because he responded to me, and I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
shut up,
It
I,
just takes one little
it just
tweet, one little message.
takes one little tweet. It doesn't matter what's going on, they will tear your life apart. But that's follower groups for you.
Yeah.
Nike. I haven't worn Nike in a long time. I'm more of an Adidas guy. Um, I really just don't see the fascination.
I think it's good for like sports, like when you're doing like outdoors kind of thing. When I buy like Adidas, I'm just doing my fit.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I like Adidas. I used to have this back in high school. I used to have this red Adidas hoodie that I would wear like all week, dude. I would just wear it because I loved it, and I lost it. Oh my god, it was my favorite. I really want to get it back. I think I might get another one, but I'm more of an Adidas fan rather than a Nike. I've been wearing Adidas since I was young. I used to have all these like Adidas little low tops, and I thought I was fresh as fuck. And I just moved over to high tops. At the same
Yeah.
time, I can't really say that I'm not a Nike fan because I do have a pair of Air Maxes right behind me that I've been wearing, and I've been hell out of them.
I think I know exactly which ones you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you know which one I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
I do have a pair of Adidas. They're in the back of my car. They're like running shoes. They're
Mhm.
really cool. But Adidas shoes, I just feel like have more style to them. And then with Yeezy being a part of Adidas now in collection, it's definitely got a different tone to it now.
Yeah.
His Yeezy boots, that's what I want. Not the boosts, the boots. They're like homeless man boots, and they look really nice. And in my opinion, I would definitely wear them.
You ever find it weird though that when celebrities like and other rich people, wealthy people, they stop buying all this like stuff to make them flashy and start like dressing people like people that don't have money.
Okay, I noticed that between a lot of uh business entrepreneurs, business people, rather than um musicians or
Yeah.
actors.
Hmm.
Well, actors really have to dress casually because they have to blend in. If you've seen anything about the Avengers, everybody on the Avengers cast tries to dress in that hat and a jacket so no one will see it.
Yeah.
But with like people like Bill Gates dressed like he shops at Goodwill still,
Yeah.
and so does Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg looks like he shops at, but it's because of their priorities. They don't care what they look like because they're too busy trying to run this business.
Yeah.
Whereas musicians, they have to have that image because
True.
people see them a lot. When you're on Facebook, you don't see Mark Zuckerberg everywhere. I mean, probably now because everyone thinks he's a lizard person, but you see like people like Migos. I think the Migos have a fucking fabulous sense of style. I really love their style, and I don't care what
Mhm.
anybody says. If it's gay, I don't care. I love their style. It's like that rock star, like old British rock star kind of.
Yeah.
You know who else has really good style?
Tyler the Creator.
He, yeah,
I would
yes,
still rock the style any
to
day.
an extent. Um, actually, just lost his name. The guy who was in Jurassic Park.
Chris Pratt.
No, the old ones. I have to look because I really did forget.
You definitely have to look because there's like a lot of guys.
I did. I forgot. I blanked on his name, and I literally was just watching this video of him on Hot Ones, not too long ago.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yes.
Jeff Goldblum has the sauce. I
Mhm.
didn't really know much about him until I watched it, and I knew he was in Jurassic Park, but I didn't really follow his life.
Yeah.
But I went through and saw some of his pictures, and that man has the sauce. Like his style is so fresh. I just don't
Plus, like,
want to know
I
who's stylist
never
is.
really see Jeff Goldblum in anything these days. I should say.
He's just living his life, dude. I thought
Mhm.
when he was on Hot Ones, I thought he was gonna be like he was awkward on there, but he wasn't awkward the way I thought he was gonna be awkward. I thought he was just gonna be like rich people awkward, but he's more of like that guy probably smokes and chills out, takes acid and relaxes, kind of
Yeah.
awkward. Like he's very open minded. He's very just open in general. I think that's cool. But I guess that would also have to be that would correlate with his fashion, because you can't be closed-minded and dress like that. You have to be open-minded and dress. Jealous. That's all I'm gonna say. Is I'm jealous. That's the big. Back to the Nike thing. I think Nike should just. I mean, they're not gonna do anything. I don't think Nike should do anything. I think people should just get the fuck over it.
No, because this is all gonna blow over like in a week,
right,
or a month. Because that's how memes that's how long memes last.
That's how long memes last. It's just gonna come and go. Yeah. That's gonna be it. So I don't know. It'll probably blow over. People will probably talk about it for a bit. I'm not really sure.
They don't really have a choice for it not to blow over. I mean, Nike's still gonna be making money. So if all these people destroy all their Nike gear, then they're not gonna get any more likes or hearts or whatever social media they're into.
Because that's all they're doing it for.
Right. Yeah.
Or they have their little 5 seconds of fame burning their feed on Instagram or Twitter or whatnot.
Yeah.
Now what? Now you have what? Third-degree burns and a few hundred likes on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Benefiting. You're not gonna get no record deal. You're not gonna get money from that. Like, it's just stupid because the general public reacts so like irrationally is the word I'd use. They would rather act
not
first.
Needed.
It's not needed. They would rather act first and think about it later than think about it first and then.
Yeah. Because, I mean, no one's going to remember that you set your shoes on fire while you were wearing them years down the line.
Nobody's going to remember that. It might pop up on a meme as a meme on somebody's timeline, but nobody's going to remember that. People are just stupid.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that Adidas is the superior brand anyways.
All right.
I wanted to get into Puma. I've actually looked at some Pumas. Some of the Pumas are nice. And I know that Weeknd just did. He's partnered with Puma.
Oh, is he?
He is. He's partnered with Puma. And so I've been looking at some of his releases for his shoes and stuff, and I really wanted to get in. Because I'm a big Weeknd fan. I'm a huge Weeknd.
Yeah. Who owns Vans?
Vans?
Yeah.
I feel like if anybody's going to be partnered with Vans, I don't think anybody is partnered with Vans right now, but I feel like if anybody's going to be partnered with Vans, definitely be Tyler.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I feel like Tyler would be if they offered him a partnership or whatever, I feel like he would probably take it. But then again, he has his own fashion line.
Yeah, plus he makes his own shoe.
He makes his own shoe, so.
Mm-hmm. But if anything, I wear Vans. I just cleaned off my black and white pair.
I'd never owned a pair of Vans in my entire life, to be honest with you. I used to skate. I used to skate when I was younger, and I've never owned a pair of Vans. I always wore my Adidas. And I would get the Adidas skate shoes.
Vans are so comfortable.
I don't know, man. I was just never. I feel like Vans was just an emo scene thing, and I was just not into that. I listened to my fair share of Hollywood Undead and Linkin Park, but Vans were never my thing. I never let anybody know that I listened to or Hollywood Undead.
Well, you just let a lot of people know.
I just let people know. Now, for the record, when this channel grows and they watch this, just let it be known that I did listen to Hollywood Undead at some point. And Charlie Sheen has got a weenie. But this seems like a good point to actually take our second break and play these next few songs. These next few songs, we're going to go straight back into the hip-hop. Thank you again for everybody that supported the show and submitted their music, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the music as well. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, and we're going to play the next song.
All right.
Yeah. Go get a record. Freemoneysap, photo, yeah. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I'm a night ball nigga on a handstand. Money falling on my pocket, pistol in my hand. Go get a sweet hustle on the off the field. Count money, fuck hoes, turn up and chill. I want the city to love me, bitch, I'm Drew Brees. And I'ma stay in the pocket getting this cheddar cheese. Keeping my head in the game, I coordinate. I got them lames on the bench, they money came late. My bank account is on Greenway. And when we go to another city, my whole team parlay. Catch me hustling in my street car. Getting Superdome, right front of the Superdome. Blowing on that city park, sipping that Katrina water. Providence fresh, bitch, I'm fresh. That I'm dressed to kill. Going harder than them other artists that ain't really talking about nothing for me to be in the garbage. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees.
City to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I'm the captain of the team, bitch, I'm going in. No fear in my heart, I bleed black and gold. Every pass that I pass, I official. Posted up on the field like I'm downtown. On a couple of titles, till I cash out. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. Ain't no joke that I'm untamed, spitting that flame. Photos an all-star player, you little boys lame. I'm about to make this call, sap, huddle up. My team concrete hard, your team cotton soft. Focus on the win or loss is irrelevant. Opponent scared of the pressure, I'm about to hurt something. Put the bomb in the air, I'm about to murk something. Opponent scared of the pressure, I'm about to hurt something. Put the bomb in the air, I'm about to murk something.
I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I got a lot of energy, I can't sleep. Money motivate the team, we some young kings. I'm gon' get it, shitting on these bitches. And if your groove feel a certain way, I put them in a blender. Can't rock with no switches, got a wife and a mistress. But when it come down to that, come down like Drew Brees, I'm winning. Pour it down, I ain't kicking, by any means I'm gon' get it. If you don't give it up, then I take it, bruh, and stunt when I'm finished. I does a bit for my city, don't worry about them, this little boy. Send easy money, go and catch the bomb. Got the whole city bucking like a second line. Smash a bitch like a misbelief. Freemoneysap, I'ma start a team. Go get an ink, that bitch, that's me, and I don't plan on stopping till I bid the seat. And I love when the spectator hit on me. All that mean they skid to the skin. Drop like a handball over a clean. Night killing these niggas like that boy Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. I want my city to love me like I'm Drew Brees. So
Look, I got your bitch on my nerves now. I got that switch on the curb now. I get you hit, say the word now. Word now, word now. Tell them bitches, put the word down. Flock of bitches, that's a herd now. Nigga snake stuck a slack. I be cutting up the pay. Watch you spend it, make it back. I got a bitch and she bougie, she do what I tell her. I can go straight to the teller and give me ring fellas. I got the drip with umbrellas. I got the grin like it's relish. Yo, bitch, she said that she knows, but we never met her. I do it extra. I'm showing progression with the time that I invested and the time that I'm reckless. I got diamonds, yes, trippy houses, I got big frames, I got bitches, fancy, I got Perkins, crashing. I got it, yeah, I got it, yeah. I got it, yeah, I got it, yeah. I got it, yeah, I got it, yeah. I've been that man for a minute now, yeah, yeah. She been a fan for a minute now, yeah, yeah. I'm just a different individual, yeah, yeah. Pillgates, he came with a different style, yeah, yeah. She just want me for the money, I know this already. She gon' get dick in the deuces, I know this already. Left my old bitch for my new bitch, she called her already. Stick to the script, I see you got a chip on your shoulder already. Niggas trying to carry the wave, they just get carried away. I just got married to cake, watch how I throw the bouquet. They put my name in their songs, hoes put my name on their skin. They put my name on their songs, hoes put my name on their skin. I got diamonds, yes, trippy houses, I got big frames, I got bitches, fancy, I got Perkins, crashing. I got it, yeah, I got it, yeah. 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 I got it, yeah, I got it, yeah.
On my toe, they trying to damage my soul. I told them back up, get off of me, cause they getting too close. Do not look at my flaws without counting my woes. I bury too many skeletons, sleep with too many ghosts. I slept 5 with the most high because I know that I'm chose. Just for what and for when, I guess I never know. I spend my 5 to get high, cause I be feeling so low. I split my slip at the end, and then I jump in the boat. Whoa. Just try and think of a way to make it safe through the day. No, I'm not feeling my best, but I've been doing okay. Just try and think of a way to make it safe through the day. No, I'm not feeling my best, but I've been doing okay.
You know we did this before. We done it so many times. I heard her knock at the door. I think I'm losing my mind. I made them all hit the floor. I made them move they behind. I put my ducks in a row. Make sure they move with the line. Hey.
Yeah, I'm simple. But I only sit, wine, and break bread with my kinfolk. When I never thought about money, seemed like everything was simple. Now I'm running like it's temple. I here feeling like I'm Simba. Spark of fame, I'm blowing timber. To get over this plane, Jack be quick and Jack be nimble. All my boys do you the same. Jack a nigga for his Kindle. I've been reading through the lines. I've been looking for the symbols. I don't try to prove the game. Life ain't nothing but a riddle. Know that field is full of snakes. Why I stay up out the middle. Always stay up in your lane, bro. Don't try to ride the inner. Most these niggas on the change. And then drop you like some litter. Know I need all of my change. I ain't never getting richer. Oh, you in it for the fame? Oh, you trying to sell some tickets? I've been standing in the rain, trying to take the perfect picture. I've been leaning on the cane. Now it's time to pick the sticker. She ain't even know my name, but she knew I would be bigger. Just try and think of a way to make it safe to make it safe through the day. No, I'm not feeling my best, but but I've been doing okay. Just try to think of a way to make it safe through the day. No, I'm not feeling my best, but I've been doing okay.
You know we did this before. We done it so many times. I heard her knock at the door. I think I'm losing my mind. I made them all hit the floor. I made them move they behind. I put my ducks in a row. Make sure they move with the line. Hey.
Hey, Vater! Son Goku, oh meine Birne, wo kommst du denn auf einmal her? Weiß ich auch nicht so genau.
Awesome. Thank you again for the artists that did submit their songs so that you could be featured on today's podcast. I do appreciate it again.
Thank you.
Now moving on to a more serious topic. William, go ahead and take the floor.
We're going to be talking about racism.
Oh, awesome. The biggest controversy, that in quotes to controversy, in the U.S. right now. Definitely racism.
The reason why I thought of this topic was because with state, specifically at a high school that I will not mention, with a person that I will not mention, but she got into an argument with a student and was making monkey noises at her 1-month-old baby and posted pictures of herself in blackface all over social media.
Right.
And Facebook did its thing and lit her up.
Facebook's really been more of a website for dragging people. When I read about that, I was really shocked by it, that there are still people out there that how she thought that she would make these remarks and do not get recognized for it or not get any kind of backlash towards it. You cannot. Everybody is so politically correct, is the word I'll use these days. Sensitive. You can't say anything without catching a little bit of backlash. My Twitter is the same way. I tweet stuff all the time. I don't tweet anything racist, but I tweet controversial stuff all the time. I get a backlash from a lot of people about it. Also check me out on Twitter, FaceTag Cutie. Also check out Will. Just want a shameless plug there. But I think that I was just in shock to see that she was really blackfacing. Like she wasn't gonna get caught up. Like what did she think was gonna happen? Did
she think that she was gonna get away with it?
Right. Did she think that it was just gonna be all hunky dory and everything? This is no, that's not how this works.
Absolutely not.
It was definitely gonna catch backlash. But think about
that reminds me of earlier this year with that kid and his Nazi and the stuff that he was screaming out. There was another student.
In the same state, correct?
Same state, our state, yeah.
Our state, yes. Yeah, I remember that, and that's not too far from us. And I have some friends that live up there, and they were just like, "That's outrageous," It's kind of crazy how racism is just down the street from your house. You can experience it anywhere. But the thing is, it's like, here's the way I see it. Anybody can be racist. Anybody can.
Yeah, that's correct.
Racism knows no color, in my opinion. Some people will say different. Some people, it is really only, it is only the white people. Some people will say it's only limited to them, and that anything else is just prejudice. That's understandable to a point. But the thing is, it's racism. I feel like it's just something to stir up the pot. And I had to talk about this with a friend of mine. Racism is something to stir up the pot. And even though it is a big controversy here in the U.S. today, I feel like it's going to be a never-ending thing because we make it a never-ending thing. Who was it? Morgan Freeman said, he talked about it. And they were talking about racism in an interview and how it involving Black History Month. He said he doesn't want a Black History Month. He said, if you don't want racism to end, stop talking about it.
Oh, yeah. I agree with that statement because when the month comes around, nobody really knows what to do, and they're not talking about the things that should be talked about. Like, I went to B Dubs at one time during that month, and their sauce was chicken and waffles. I don't know how to react to that.
Oh my god, you're kidding me.
No,
Really?
that was their sauce of the month. It was chicken and
Chicken.
waffles.
Okay, I don't know if they were trying to cultural appropriate there, but that is not the way to go about that.
No,
That's
and then when we were in high school during that month, you know how they played music
yeah.
every Friday for all the black artists. It's like, why are you doing this?
They're trying too hard.
Yeah,
They're
you
trying
don't
to
have to do that. Why don't you teach the kids like stuff that
Black
actually
history, black
about Black history?
empowered black individuals, people who made
Yeah,
a change in history, you know, but they don't want to, and it goes a lot deeper than that. Wanting to go a lot deeper, but
yeah.
racism is funny.
Like I'm as a black person, that's what I kind of see. I'm not sure where it comes in from your side.
I'm a minority as well. You know, I'm Hispanic,
Hmm.
and you know, I've had my fair share of things said to me, and here's the way I see it. You know, and I've tweeted a lot of things on Twitter about white people, and you know, white people really just become a meme in general. But
Yeah.
what it is, the way I see it is, and I don't mean this in any kind of offensive way. The white privilege is a real thing. White privilege is
Hmm.
a real thing. Whether you decide, whether you think you're not using it or you are, you have it. You know,
Hmm.
you will always. It doesn't matter how much you struggle as a white
Yeah.
person. It doesn't matter how much you go through. You will always have an upper hand than somebody who is a minority. You always have the upper hand, and and when it comes to white people, they're always, and a lot of them, whether they realize it or not, or very small, there's always a small bit of racism. I don't want to say it like it's a disease or an illness or anything.
Yeah.
It's there's always some of it a bit there, but it's about changing, you know. And some of them do it without noticing, and they'll say things that they think aren't racist but are, and they don't
Hmm.
notice it because in their mind it doesn't register. But
Or some will actually say it
or
and know that they're being offensive
mm-hmm,
and not care. Like what happened with I can't even say his name on here, but the whole incident that happened when you were living
mm-hmm.
in downtown.
Yes,
That
I had a
pissed
roommate.
me off.
I had a roommate that was like that, but we won't that one.
Hmm.
Um, I think that everyone will experience some kind of, what's the word? Some kind of um racial, some kind of tension, some kind of racial tension, and everybody will
Hmm.
experience it at some point in their life. I've experienced it a lot with. I have a lot of white friends. You know, me and my white friends, we joke about racist stuff. You know, we make
Yeah.
it's not serious. You know, we'll joke about how Mexican or white people this, but it's a lot of fun. And you know, some
Yeah.
people don't think that it's funny to joke about race, but it's like don't have a stick up your ass, dude. Life's not that
Because
serious, you know.
we're doing that with our friends,
Right.
and they understand that we're joking, they're joking. We get that. But if you're somebody that's outside of that group and you just come in and you start saying all this stuff,
Hmm. Nine
we don't
times
know
out
if
of
you're being serious or not.
9 times out of 10, you're gonna get your ass beat. If a white guy comes into a group and that guy could be been saying his lingo for his whole entire life, if he comes to the wrong person and tries to talk like that, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna beat his ass
Hmm.
just because, out of principle. Because you don't you gotta control yourself around other people.
Absolutely.
You gotta be able to control yourself around. That's what I try
Yeah.
to tell a lot of my white. It doesn't matter if you think you're not racist, just a little bit.
Yeah, everybody is.
Everybody is though. It's not just white people. Everybody. But racism in general, it's like I don't think it's our biggest problem. I think there
Hmm.
are bigger problems that we just don't talk about. But it is a big problem, especially with our generation, because even though we're not experiencing it as harshly as people, you know, our grandparents were. We weren't
Yeah.
experiencing as harshly as they're, you know, as far as violence wise, are
Hmm.
experiencing it. And primarily where it's coming from today, and that was our police force, obviously.
Absolutely.
You know, you see it, and this isn't a shot at the police force because I you know I respect the police force. My uncle was a sheriff, and a lot of that stuff. I don't. This isn't a shot at the police force. They're misguided, and what it is, it's a misunderstanding of both parties because the police are mistrained. They're ill trained, and they're trained to think irrationally. Shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah.
And then the victims are also getting a different view on the police because they think that they're only there just to shoot them. It's really just a misunderstanding between the two groups, and I hate that because as if they would just sit down and talk about it instead of letting media stir the tension more, which they're doing, which they love to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there are cops that go too far. You know, I just recently saw a video, and on Twitter, it really made me mad. I was on Twitter, and it was this video of this black girl. She was getting dragged out of a car by a white cop, and they were just wailing on her. They were on her head, and the tweet was like, "Oh, Twitter, do your thing." And I quoted the tweet. I was like, "You do nothing and just watch."
No, because that's all social media does.
If you can make a tweet go viral, why can't you go do something about it? Why can't you go protest? And there are people who are protesting, and so I respect to them. I support that. But
speaking of social media, sorry to interrupt you. I just found out that the girl's getting just a week suspension.
Of course.
For her actions, so nothing drastic is happening.
Why that is? But she has white privilege.
True.
She has white privilege. I'm not gonna beat around the bush about it, because if it was anybody else that did anything like that, they would have expelled him. But a week suspension, is that really enough for coming at somebody's child?
No. Painting your face
painting your face as a minority and really making fun of somebody's child, a week suspension. You really think she's gonna learn her lesson? You just gave her a free week off of school to just chill
and do nothing.
Nothing.
She's gonna get threats and everything. Yeah. But you know what? You can just turn on your phone. Turn on Netflix.
Turn on Netflix. Watch Grey's Anatomy or The Office or whatever.
Yeah.
You gave her a free week off of school. Good job. Do something about it. It makes me mad. I just think that. I think when.
Also,
go ahead.
Oh, after you.
I think when it comes to the point that we stop and realize that it's really not about race. When we think about it, and it's really just them making it about race, so that we're distracted from what's going on.
Yeah.
When we realize that it's not about race, and we become unified, we'll be happier as a society. But that's not going to happen for a while, at least for the next 2 generations, because a lot of the reason why we still have that around is because of the older generation still trickling, I use the word trickling racism down and passing it on. But with our parents, and our parents kind of being not so much racist, I feel like ours are a little bit more self-aware, that generation. Some are still racist, don't get me wrong.
But some of them have to live through that.
Yeah, exactly. But with us being parents later on down the road, and our parents, and then our kids after us becoming parents, I think slowly we'll realize that it's not it. That's not it. And if it's still a problem later down the road, then just know it's the media causing that.
And we have to learn to educate the youth a lot better.
We have to,
because they need to realize that you should be accountable. Certain things that you say, your actions, and just everything, because there are consequences to everything.
Right.
And if you think that it's okay to run around screaming, holding a Nazi flag, and videotaping and laughing about it, or blackface or anything like that, then certain things are gonna happen.
You should be held accountable as a human for your actions rather than what your race is.
Yeah.
Because all humans are humans. We're all human. So you should be held accountable for your actions regardless of what your color is, what your religion is, and any of that. Be held accountable, because being a shitty person does not know color.
No, it doesn't.
Being a shitty person is just being a shitty person. You could be whatever race you want and be a shitty person. But,
absolutely.
I just hope later down the line in life, when a lot of that is past, we'll realize that's not what we than racism. But in the meantime, yes, it is something that we have to go through, and I went through it when I was younger. My dad went through it. My grandparents went through it, and it's something that's going to be around for a bit.
No, I don't think it's ever going to go away.
I pray that it does one day. I pray that people will wake up and smell the coffee and see that that's not it. But till then, yes, it's going to be around for a long, long, long time. It's always going to be like that. But in the meantime, just those who are protesting, keep protesting. And those who are salty and not protesting, stay salty.
And make it a peaceful protest.
Please make it a peaceful protest. Because the last thing we need to do is lose any more lives, because it's not really worth it. Because they don't care about pulling the trigger. And I'm just going to let you know. You're just giving them a reason to kill you. And they won't think twice about it. Back to the whole police situation, though, I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
About how the misunderstanding between the community, the minority community, and the police force is that, the police and there are some officers who do act out of fear, and it's that irrational fear, regardless of what it is. It's a fear, though. When you act out of fear, you're not yourself. So the officers that are not racist but act out of fear, it takes somebody's life, and it goes to mention that we saw. Oh, you weren't there with us. Blind Spotting. If you have a chance to go see that movie, go see it. And it kind of talks about that, and it gives both sides the perspective. If a cop acts out of fear and takes somebody's life, you have to think about how that's going to affect him. Not all white cops are just going to be able to shrug that off. That's just not how humans work. It doesn't matter how you're raised. The human brain is not going to be able to shrug that off. You took somebody's life, and who are you to take somebody's life? So they're going to have to live with that. If it was an accident, you can't bear down on the officer hard. If he's racist, then he's racist. You'll know. But if it was a misunderstanding and the cop took somebody's life, it was an accident. And he's going to have to live with that for the rest of his life. All that bashing.
But here's the thing. The flip side to that, and I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
But in news recently, in Dallas, an officer fatally shot a man after an apartment thinking that it was her own.
I saw that. And that made me
not.
mad. That's not fear.
That's
not fear. That is ignorance.
Because, number one, how do you just walk into a place? Like, number one, how'd you even get in? Did you try your key? Did it fit in the door? If it didn't work, what did you do to get inside of that house?
Who, as an officer, as a police officer, you're supposed to be detailed oriented. So you're telling me you walked to your apartment, to an apartment that's not yours. How do you walk in? If you're at that apartment, if you live there, how do you know which apartment's not yours? How do you not know where you lay your head at night? So you walked into somebody's house, and instead of being like, oh shit, because he probably was just minding his own business, watching TV, and instead of thinking, oh shit, this isn't my house, because the inside of it was definitely probably different. Everything interior was probably different.
On top of that, they usually have like letters and numbers on the outside.
They do. No, they do.
So you didn't see that and process that?
No. It's like, what? Were you on your phone? Were you playing Candy Crush? Oh, sorry, I was playing Candy Crush. Walked inside, saw somebody was in what I thought was my house. Oops, I didn't think to ask questions. Blew his face off. Okay, now you just killed somebody, only to find out that you're not even in your right apartment. Now what do you do? You know? Like, what do you do after that? How do you live your life after that? You don't. You really can't. You can't just take somebody's life and just be like, oh shit, my bad.
My bad.
my bad. You can't be like that. That's not how the world works. But that's not acting out of fear. That's laziness for not knowing where the hell you live. That's ignorance because you didn't think to ask before you acted. You just used that white privilege, and you thought it was your home. You didn't bother to look anywhere else. You saw one person. You had tunnel vision on that one person, and you took that person's life. And now that person, that's somebody's son. Now their mom has to do that. Now their parents have to do that. Now their family has to do that because you made a poor decision. And it's not even a poor decision. You made a lazy, ignorant decision. That's just
a decision you didn't even really think about.
You didn't think it. She didn't think. She did not think. Not 1 second did she stop and think, oh, this isn't even my apartment.
Because there's so many flags.
There's so many flags. Was she intoxicated? Like, if she wasn't drunk or she wasn't smoking, then there's really no reason other than maybe she was looking at her phone. and didn't see what apartment she walked into, that would be the only way that that happened. That makes sense.
And on top of that, the key thing is what I'm just not understanding.
Well,
Because if she wasn't paying attention and she had to unlock the door, or at least try to, because who leaves their door unlocked when they leave?
Right.
So if she tried her key and it didn't work,
then
what
knew
did
that
she do
wasn't
next?
Right. But she left her. I mean, maybe she's the type to leave her door unlocked. Even then, like, I would always, even when my door's unlocked, I still use my key just to make sure.
Yeah.
You know, that's just, like I said, it's just laziness, ignorance, and just not giving a fuck. Walked in there, you're like, hey, somebody's here. Bloop, took his life, walked out. That's not even my apartment. Shit, I'm missing Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
Bitch, you really just took somebody's life and you're not even gonna trip about it? I don't have no sympathy for that person. I don't care what they lived through because they decided to make an ignorant decision. I don't care. But and that's a good. That was a good story to talk about. I appreciate you bringing that up.
Yeah, no problem. And on other related news on things like this, the man that shot Trayvon Martin is, of course,
George Zimmerman.
I didn't want to say his name, but yes, him is trending on Twitter again.
Well, everybody knows his name that shot Trayvon. But
well, I just don't want to give the guy
any more clout. I mean,
any more clout.
I heard recently that he threatened Beyonce
and Jay-Z.
Okay, all right. Threatening Beyonce is one thing because she's like you're threatening someone who's really high up. She's a very powerful woman. She's a very, 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 very powerful woman, and she has a lot of connects. But threatening Jay-Z is a totally different ballpark because he has power. He has so much power. He could probably have him eliminated, and no one would ever notice. Nobody would know. They would just think he fell off the face of the earth.
On top of because like I haven't heard anything about him until this Beyonce and Jay-Z thing. That's because she was all on the set of a movie or a show series that includes him and what he did to Trayvon.
Right. And he really made a threat like that, like he wasn't gonna go, like he was gonna go unnoticed.
Yeah. In my opinion, all he's trying to do is just get his name back out there because no one wants anything to do with him.
Right.
Like, you killed a boy coming back from the gas station wearing a hoodie, holding some Skittles on a can of tea.
And I couldn't even imagine. If I had some shit happen like that to me, it happened to anybody. But it's like, I don't know. I'm an avid hoodie wearer. I wear hoodies whether it's hot outside, cold outside, if it's raining lava, if it's pissing snow. I'll wear a hoodie whenever. If I really had some shit happening because of a hoodie, like, that's probably like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
Over a hoodie, or because he thought he was suspicious. If he doesn't get hit.
And on top of that, he called the police and they even told him to stand down.
They really told him to chill out. Like, eat, no. And now somebody's dead and it passed for so long, rest in peace. But it's like, dude, I ask questions first. Why is it always just...
And even if it's not like a life-threatening situation, they still don't ask questions.
They still ask questions. They just shoot. But for what? And that goes to with what I was saying. It's a misunderstanding between the parties because and really it's just a misunderstanding with white people because they see a bunch of stuff. They see what media says about, and then, like I said, the media is devil. Media is devil.
Media's awful.
Media is awful because they make anybody look terrible. And so the media always makes, black community look like it's just a bunch of guns and thugs and it's not. It's not how it is. And everybody knows that it's not how it is.
Continue.
I mean, yeah, sure, people are shit, but like you can be black, white, Mexican, and be a thug, and be a shooter. And it doesn't matter what it is, but it's the way that they portray it, and that's how he felt. He was like, oh, he's got a hoodie on, he's probably gonna rob me. And so like, what is he gonna rob you for? You probably don't have shit anyways. Why do you feel like everything that you have is worth more than anybody's life? and you feel like that's that white privilege, like I was saying.
And it's like anytime I travel, go out of state by myself, my dad, he always calls me, texts me saying, "Hey, be safe, know your surroundings, all sort of stuff," because he's terrified. And when he's terrified, it's because he doesn't want to see like something happen to me on the news because of a misunderstanding.
Right.
And
Well, that's the
it's
last thing that
like,
anybody wants to see is their kid on the news because some stupid fucking cop decided to, or just somebody in general, found somebody without asking questions. Why don't you just assess the situation first, and then go about it that way, instead of being a scared coward and using your handgun? And I'm all for guns. Don't get me wrong. I like guns. I buy my own guns, and I'm gun advocate. I want to say advocate, but I like my guns. But it's like, instead of just being a coward and hiding behind your pistol every time that something doesn't go your way, stop and think. And people just don't do that. It really just gets me worked up because I don't understand why people are like this.
you know, I don't understand either.
I really just don't understand. We're like that.
The media outlets, social media, it's just like, even though like all the stuff is like meant to like inform us and keep us together, I feel like it's pushing us more apart every single day that goes by.
Because it's like little things get blown out of proportion when it comes to all the videos of cops getting into occasions with someone who's African American. It's every time you see it, it's always the part where they're getting arrested or getting hit, but they never showed the full video.
Yeah.
It's either because they don't capture it or because they edit it that way. That's what media wants to put out, is that, because for all we know, the cop could be absolutely racist. Sometimes it's not. Regardless of whatever, unless he's like a murderer or a child molester or anything, there's no use for that much of brute force. But you never know what's actually going on. They could not be complying. They could have threatened the officer. They could have, stuff could have happened, and you don't know. But it's about what they're showing you. And the thing about the general public is that whatever you want to call it, are so weak-minded, we're easy to jump to conclusions rather than to think harder about it, because that's what everybody's doing. Everyone's like, oh, this is what happened. Okay, they're saying that this will happen, so I'm gonna think that's what happened too, and I'm gonna believe that instead of thinking about it deeper.
Unless there's like actual evidence, like a video footage, you got to hear both sides of the story.
But
and on top of that, just comply. I've seen some videos where people just aren't complying.
Right.
And the first thing that they want to do is they want to jump and grab their phone, and that officer doesn't.
He doesn't know what you're grabbing for.
He doesn't know what you're grabbing for. He literally could think it's a gun, and then people will just be on there saying, "Oh, he was just grabbing his phone." It's like, yeah, but he just told you to put your hands up. You don't have to go jump through all these hoops.
Racism. Oh, I want to talk about racism in the music industry.
Yeah.
I think that is good. Because I recently I got into this argument with somebody on Twitter about Bass Nectar. And so there's this rumor going around, and I don't know if it's a rumor or if the case has been confirmed, but Bass Nectar was accused of hooking up with an underage girl. And I quoted the tweet, and I said to have the same energy that you guys had towards X.
Yeah.
Because of everything that was going on with XXXTentacion, where I'm going to speak my opinion. I don't care what anybody. A lot of people went against X and told him, and they wished death upon them. They wished death upon him so much. Even after his passing, and rest in peace. Even after his passing, they wish some people, are glad that he's gone because he was accused of hitting his girlfriend, his pregnant girlfriend, which, she admitted to lying to, and she even changed her Instagram name for a bit to Liar. It was dropped. It was dropped after he passed because that's how it is, but the court case was never really proven that that's what happened. And then he was accused of assaulting a homosexual male in jail, which everyone thought that he was just doing it to gay bash. If you really knew how X was, X doesn't seem like the type of person to be like that. he's a strange person, but he doesn't seem like someone who would gay bash. But who knows? You know, you don't really know the person. But it was said to be that the guy tried to assault him first, and he defended himself. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But at the same time, what it is, it's he made, even if he did do that to that guy in jail, he made a mistake and he tried to better himself. Understand that? That's the thing. He tried to better himself with this Bass Nectar situation, and it has been growing a little bit more lately, and I've seen it growing within EDM Twitter. If this is true, there is no recovering from that. And the conversation I got in with this girl was, I said keep the same energy towards X, and she got mad. She is a EDM fan, Bass Nectar fan girl.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, she was saying pretty much that, oh, there's no proof, this and that. Like, I was like, but you guys didn't have any concrete proof about X, and you guys wished death upon him. She said there was a court case. Just because there's a court case doesn't mean that that's proof. That's a court case. I can go to court right now for a parking ticket that and they could have booked me on some dumb shit. I could go to court right now. Somebody could accuse me of murder. I could go to court right now to be on trial for murder. Doesn't mean I killed anybody, but people are stupid, you know.
Yeah.
So I told, and we had this conversation, and the reason she defended it so much is because she's such a fangirl. And so if that's something he did, the thing about the EDM community, though, that I do like is that they don't tolerate that. They do wait until it's confirmed, but they don't tolerate that. You know, who was it? Datsik. When they heard about what Datsik did, Datsik, I think he was getting. Datsik is an EDM artist. I think he was getting underage pictures, or he was talking to underage girls, or whatever. They tore his ass a new one, and they ruined his career. And now he's gone. He's gone. And I think what it is I don't think that they want Bass Nectar to go because he's such a big name in the industry, and I'm not a big EDM fan, so I can't say. But if the things do come to be true, and he talks about it, they are going to tear him a new one, and they're going to get on his head. And I don't want to be the one to say it, but I will be the one to say that I told you so. And one of the things I said to her was that it seems to be a common thing within the EDM industry. And the only there was really nothing after that. Yeah. And anybody who is listening to this and has a different opinion, their only argument to that is that 6ix9ine is a pedophile. Okay, that's one. And that's not even, like, he pleaded guilty. I could plead guilty to an accused murder. Sometimes your lawyer tells you to plead guilty because it's the only way out. Pleading guilty doesn't mean you're always guilty. Just saying. Yeah. And I'm not the one to speak on 6ix9ine. I'm not going to defend 6ix9ine because if he did it, he did it. If not. But I told her that it seemed to be a common thing within the EDM community, especially with the artists. And in my opinion, I think that's kind of true. We don't really know what happens behind closed doors. For all we know, these EDM artists could be doing all that because they're, with EDM being such a big music genre today, especially within the younger crowd. It could happen. It could be a thing. But at the same time, it also could be their fans trapping them. The word's trap, where they act like they say that they're, you know, of age. They dress like they're of age. You know, but it's about them going the distance to check your ID. Don't think with your dick. Think with your head. Check the ID. If you have to question it, if you think, check your ID. And if she's underage, tell her to fuck off because that's not worth your career.
After you check the ID, if the picture does not look like her,
even then, like, okay, the way I see it is, if you have to question it, if you have to think about it, don't even do it.
Exactly.
Don't even do it. If you have to think twice about it, don't even do it. It's not even with your career. You're really gonna, all because you have some fame and this and that, and you have a little bit of clout, you think some fucking underage pussy is really gonna be worth your entire career? No, get the fuck out of here, you fucking creep, dude. Go somewhere.
Yeah. If you have to think about it, don't do it.
Don't do it. If you have to think about it, don't do it. And no law, no Romeo and Juliet law is gonna save you. If you have to think about it, don't do it.
No.
It's sus. So
it's very sus.
It just makes me mad. How much I was getting backlash because, you know, people make these. I see jokes all the time, and it makes me so mad about, you know, X being dead and X passing and this and that. It's like, that's not funny, you know. And the reason they talk about it and they joke about it is because they don't care. But if they had died, if they die, it's not a joke then, you know.
And you would not want the same energy
Yeah, it's
towards
because
your death.
exactly. It's because people they sit behind their little keyboards and they can say whatever they want to say with confidence because they don't care. It's not going to affect them. They're not going to find out where they live, so they'll say whatever. But you know, he's gone, and his parents have to deal with that. You know, you can't respect that. You can't respect the dead just because he made mistakes and at least he tried to fix his actions. If Bass Gangster gets caught up in all this, he is done. There is no trying to fix that. You're a pedophile. You're not going to come back from that. And even if you do try to fix that, no one's going to accept that. So that's just my opinion. And I mean, how that really linked to racism, because the person I was arguing with was white. Bass Nectar, I'm pretty sure, is white, and X is black. You know, I feel like that has something to do with it because he's a black artist, and you know, because he did one thing. You know, they think that just because a black artist makes one mistake, he's going to be like that the rest of his life. But, you know, let one white artist make a mistake and they want to forgive him right off the bat. I mean, not in the EDM community because they really tore Danzig apart. But it's like they're so scared to believe that this might be true that they would rather just defend until they die. For what? For what? And then if you're wrong, and then what? You look like an idiot that you defended a pedophile. But that's really all I have to say on that. If you have anything else to add in, go ahead. If not, then I think this is a good place where we should wrap up.
Definitely, we should wrap up. You said everything that was on my mind.
Well, awesome. Well, in that case, then, again, I appreciate everybody who came and supported the stream and supported the podcast and tuned in and everything. I also want to thank the music artists that submitted their music to be featured on here, and hopefully, you guys support the artists. Make sure you support your artists, and I want to thank the artist, the canvas paint, the paintings that were shown on here. Make sure, I'm going to show it again. I'm going to show the masterpieces again. Check him out. These paintings are not a joke. They're very detailed. They're nice. Go buy some art. If you like art, go buy some art.
Support your local artist.
Support your local artist.
Yeah.
But other than that, we're going to get on out of here. I appreciate everybody from stopping by, and keep thinking.
Definitely.